This week on Machinery Pete TV, we return to Spring Valley with Hamilton Auction Company. On the block today is this John Deere 1775 NT high-speed planter. This partially restored Farmall 400 pulls its weight in competition. And Tyne Morgan finds the future of technology already at work on the farm.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America. Well folks, last month marked 33 years now I've been compiling auction sale price data, and I tell you, one truth I've learned over the years is adverse weather usually equals red hot bidding, and we're going to put that to the test today here in Spring Valley, Minnesota for the retirement auction for Ron and Gary Vogt. The precipitation supposedly is on the way, but we've got beautiful 40-mile-an-hour winds to help us with the show today. But first, it's time for Share Your Legacy, brought to you by Big Iron Auctions.
This week, we visit the Cornhusker State, where a military family took a leap of faith to live out their dream of starting a farm.
Barrera's Family Farm is a big family. It encompasses so many people and nationwide. We feed them high quality food and we teach them about agriculture.
Growing up, actually, my grandparents had a cattle ranch in Arizona. So that's, I think, where kind of that initial fire was kind of put in me as a kid. Spent 21 years active duty Army, our family moving every 2 to 3 years all over. You know, that idea when I met my wife in Alaska was, you know, hey, let's start a farm. And what was great is we ended up coming to Nebraska, where we actually created the farm.
Well, we have 8 children to feed, right? And so food is very important to our family. I always wanted to grow up and be Laura Ingalls Wilder and provide for my family.
The Barrera's Family Farm has expanded rapidly, offering a variety of beef, poultry, pork, turkey, and more. So they opened Omaha's only permanent year-round farmers market in 2022.
We have over 50 farmers and vendors all from Nebraska, Iowa, and Kansas here in our store, focusing on small agriculture, beginning farmers, and just bringing the relationship of the farmers to each of you guys. The farm is a huge part of the legacy because that's the hands-on learning that they get. And it's not textbook. It is always going to be very different. And so the farm helps solidify their knowledge base and their experiences and their grit as a human being to be able to get through it.
That pride that comes from deep down of knowing what you did and what you're providing and what you're hoping to continue to provide within agriculture come together and connect that heritage, that ancestry of what used to be agriculture with what it is now, but more importantly, what it is to you.
For over 40 years, Big Iron has been America's trusted name in auctions. From farm equipment to real estate, to livestock and classic cars, we offer full service support to all of our sellers. In 2022, Big Iron acquired Sullivan Auctioneers in an effort to elevate the level of service provided to our customers. Both companies sharing similar small town origins, our stories begin the same. Combined, our over 80 years of experience has established best practices to better serve our customers in the online auction space. With our large online selection of equipment, engaged bidder base, and full service approach, we take pride in consistently exceeding our customers' expectations. Big Iron Auctions and Sullivan Auctioneers. Truly, we are better together.
Out here, sunrise only means one thing. It's go time. Go rake some hay. Go bale some hay. Go check on the herd. Go get the job done right with equipment built to do all the hard work and make it look easy. Morning, noon, and night. Kubota equipment. Built right, built ready.
Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. You've got to try this. The power of foam is the only way to clean and degrease your equipment. Simply foam it on, give the foam a few minutes to work, and power wash it off. Cuts grease and your wash time significantly. The foam won't harm electrical sensors or controls. It neutralizes and washes away farm chemicals and is safe to use on most surfaces. Call 888-996-7801 or go online to check out their dealer locator at poweroffoam.com to find the power of foam near you. So folks, at our website, machinerypete.com, of course, all the auction sale price data is free. And when you do a search on any piece of equipment, up in the upper right corner, it'll say average pricing, and that's a pretty cool tool. Now, when you do a search on a John Deere S680, you can also filter it down to the model year. So today we've got a 17 model with 2,103 engine hours on it. Now, so far this year, the average auction price on a 17 model S680, $227,833.
145 there, now 150. 150 bid, new 50, new 50. Got 145 on the floor, now 150. The 145 there, now 150 on the internet, now 155. 155 in, 155, and now 160. 160 bid, no 60, no 60, no 60, no 60, no 60, no 60. Internet, you're out now 160. 160 bid, no 60, no 60, no 60. Got 55 on the floor here, internet, you're out at 160. 160 there, now 165. 165, 165. 165 bid, 5, and now 170. 165 on the floor now, 170, 70, 70, 70, 70. Do you want to do it here? 170, 170. Anybody else? 170. 170 on the internet. 175, 175, 175, 5, 175, 175, 5. A lot of machine there, Gary, for the money now. 175, and now 180, and now 180. 170 on the floor here. 180, 180. If you're done, I'll be done too. 180. Sold it right there, 175.
Hey folks, I'm here with brothers Ron and Gary Vogt. We're here at their retirement sale in beautiful Spring Valley, Minnesota. Now guys, you're working with a couple of my favorite auctioneers of all time, Hamilton Auction Company and Matt Mehring Auction. What's it been like working with them getting ready for the sale?
They've helped us out a lot. They've guided us perfectly, so did a good job of advertising.
Yeah, no, they're any question we'd ever have, they knew the answer. They referred a lot of people to us. So yeah, they made this pretty easy for us.
And you guys, you were kind of been thinking or toying with the idea, maybe an online only auction, but what tipped it to have a physical on-site auction for you guys?
We had a lot of people tell us we should have a live to go with the online. So I guess that was kind of the persuading factor.
Sure.
And and Andrew said too, he said a lot of times he can get a little extra out of somebody if it's in person. He can feel their emotions and stuff. And so not everybody wants to do live auctions anymore, and I understand why with weather like this today. But some people, especially our generation or a little older, not real comfortable with online stuff. They got to get their grandchildren to boot up their phone or something. And so we thought, let's have an online and a live auction, and everybody should be happy. And
so folks, it's not just used tractors, combines, planters that have been bringing high auction prices the last couple of years. It's also tillage. But this is not your grandfather's tillage. I mean, I saw last month on an auction in South Dakota, a 21 model John Deere 2680H high-speed disc sell for $141,000. Now in today's auction, we got a 21 model field cultivator, a 2230 FH, 69.5 foot.
105,000 on a bill in the 105, 105,000 on a bill in the 105, 107,500, 107,500, 107,500, 107,500, 107.5, 110 there, now 112, 112.5, and 5, and 5, internet, you back out now, 112.5, and now 115, 115, the ding, the ding, the ding, the 115, 115, 117.5, 117.5, and 5, and 5, and 5, and 117.5, 117.5, 120, 120, 120, 120, get closer to where I thought we should be, 120, 120, to 20, to 20, to 20, to 20, 122.5, 122.5, 122.5. You guys will be done, I'll be done too. 122.5 and now 125. 125,000 and 125,000. 125,000 on a bill and 25 and 5 one more time, she's close to home. And 125, 127.5, 127.5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 127.5, 127.5, 127.5 and 100 and a quarter on the net. Yep. And now 127.5 and now 130 and now 130 and now 130, 130, 130. Sold it right there, 127.5.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale.
55,000. Sold your way there, 52.5. Now 137.5. 137.5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 137.5. 137.5. 137.5. Sold her here on the internet for 135, 107.5, 175, 5, 100 on the bill. Do you want them at 107.5? 107.5. Anybody else 107.5? Sold them right there, 105,000. Right here, number 60, now 65, and 5, and 5, and 5, and now 65,000. 65,000. You'll be done, I'll be done too. It's 60 there on the net, now 65,000. Sold probably for 60.
What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. One of the most fascinating points where consumer technology and agriculture meet is the Consumer Electronics Show. Ty Morgan was immersed in the new technology on display at this Las Vegas show and discovered that producers are already bringing the future to the farm.
From driverless vehicles to a flying car, this year's Consumer Electronics Show was full of the latest technology and a few surprises. And one popular attraction was this.
The biggest question is, is this machine that we're standing behind autonomous?
During this year's CES, attendees didn't just get a look into the future. They were able to see the ag technology already at work in fields across the U.S. Travis Central considers himself on the cutting edge of adopting technology on his farm. With 38 tractors, 3 combines, 4 sprayers, and 3 cotton harvesters, he was able to give those at CES an inside look at how orchestrating work across 20,000 acres requires technology on his farm today.
I remember early days of data, I had flash drive. I just chased machines with a flash drive. And I felt like I was just working too hard to gather information and not actually using what I had to get it.
A decade ago, Center decided it was time to go all in, processing his farm's information into the cloud while also investing in the systems and technology to propel his farm into the future.
We kind of had a little bit here and a little bit there. Let's just put everything connected. That way it's all in one unit. We can see where everything's at. We know where everybody's going on. I don't have to keep detailed notes. I know everything's going into the cloud. I don't have to worry about chasing data. The data is working for me. I'm not working for it.
When Center explores what's next, he believes automation is the wave of the future.
I think when you get into automation, which is what's coming, autonomy, being able to drive machines, you're not necessarily going to lose labor. Their job may change from being an operator to actually maintaining and keeping that machine moving.
And while some automation is already at work in agriculture today, the velocity at which those changes are happening may be the biggest difference in the years ahead.
Hey folks, welcome back to Tractor Tales. This week we're going to journey to Southwest Michigan and we're going to check out a classic Farmall 400.
This was an internet tractor that I purchased off of Craigslist approximately 3.5 years ago. I bought it sight unseen. I talked to an older gentleman that owned it and he said that he completely rebuilt it. And I got it home and after a short time I discovered I had water in the block, in the oil. So I thought, oh boy. So I thought I bought a junk piece of equipment. So I took the head off and took it to Napa and had the head pressure checked, and it's okay. Couldn't find anything wrong with it, so I was talking to a salesman from AutoZone, and he said that he had some liquid that he could put into that block that he'd guarantee that it would seal any block available. So I put it in. I disconnected the hose from the radiator, so I took it from the water pump and run it straight into the block and ran it till it got hot, and then I shut it off several different times, and then I drained it and I put in a new radiator, and ever since then I haven't had any trouble with it. Started restoring it. I took the hood and the fenders off and had them sandblasted. I like to go to different tractor shows and a lot of antique tractor pulls. And it's a very strong, very powerful pulling tractor, and it does very well for me. My wife and I, in the spring, we go to a Memorial Day parade in Buchanan. We want to retire soon, and we want to go to different tractor shows. The trophies are from the antique tractor pull. Some of them are a percentage pull, and some of them are a distance pull, and it seems to be very well balanced. I have fluid in the tires, and the tractor, when I bought it, had a aftermarket 3-point hitch, which I took it off so I could get the weight down, because I like to keep in the 6,500 pound class. It's a very strong runner. I've had very little difficulties with it since I got the block sealed. Well, we'd like to travel out further once I retire and go to further tractor shows, and yeah, I think that would be a very good hobby for us.
Hey, stay with us, folks. Coming up, our feature item on the show today. Now, it's not exactly planning weather today, but before long it will be. And we got our really nice 2014 John Deere 1775 NT CCS 24-row 30-inch high-speed planter.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Well, folks, I posted a Machinery Pete preview video of this auction a couple weeks out. Did an interview with my friend Andrew Hamilton with Hamilton Auction Company. And Andrew said, Pete, you know, one item that's getting a lot of attention on all this beautiful clean equipment is the planter. And that's our feature item on the show today, a 2014 John Deere 1775 NT CCS 24-row 30-inch high-speed planter. And it's time now to see how high this baby's gonna sell.
Now 30, 130, now 140, 140, 140, 140 bid, now 140, 140,000 on a bill, no 140, and now 150, and now 160, 160 there, now 70, 70, 70, 70, 170, now 180, 180,000 on a bill, no 80, no 80, no 80, no 80, no 180, 180, help you out, 175, 175, got 170 there, now 175, 175, and now 180, 180, do you want a 180, 180 bid, no 80, no 80, no 185, 185, 185, 185 bid, the 5 and 185, and now 190, now 190 bid, now 190 to 90 to 90 to 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, you're in there at 185, now 190, 190, 190, sold it right there, 185,000.
Well, folks, our feature item, the 2014 John Deere 1775 NT 24-row high-speed planter, sells for $185,000, very competitive bidding. And how about this? For you loyal Machinery PTV viewers, the buyer was a cousin of the guy that sold the International 1566 we featured on Machinery PTV just down the road, Leroy, Minnesota, 8 years ago. Now, I think he should get a special commission because he bought it for a son who's in Vegas today while we're standing out here in the cold and the snow. This week's Industry Spotlight is the story of the Wrecker Construction and Aggregate Retirement Auction, August 3rd in Adrian, Minnesota by Jeff Martin Auctioneers.
My dad was drafted at the tail end of the Vietnam War, so he ended up getting transferred to the operators engineers or the Army engineers. He was fortunate that the Vietnam War was tailing down, and instead of having to go to Vietnam, he ended up in Germany and got assigned a dozer. So his stint in the military finished after 2 years, and it was time to come back. He went back to Adrian here, where he was from. And right down the road from there was a company called Loosebrook Digging Service, and they had a old motor grader. He started with the motor grader and Plowed snow, went through some really tough winters the first year. It wasn't the world's greatest machine, but he got through it. I can name those customers that he's talked about that in that first 4 or 5 years gave him a chance, and he always remembered them. And you know, if a contractor was around, he had a hydraulic excavator and a lot of contractors didn't, he was able to start picking up more work, get done with college, and then was able to enter the business with my dad, and really switched it from a contractor or a construction company that worked for area farmers to a construction company that was able to handle more commercial projects, commercial sites. With my dad entering his 70s and getting to that point of his life, you start asking yourself, well, maybe it's time to do something different. I wanted a live auction. It was important to my dad to have a live auction. In the world of everyone going to online post-COVID, I just feel like a lot of the excitement and a lot of the personal touch of being in the auction yard really went away. And that's how we landed on using Jeff Martin to give us the perfect ending of our 45-year career in this business.
Check out more information on this auction at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Well, folks, thanks for joining us here on Machinery Pete TV this week from Spring Valley, Minnesota. Now, you never know what you're going to see at the auction, and today we saw the highest auction price ever on a field cultivator, $127,500. See you back here next week. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America.